didn't get what I wanted in life. And the more that I'm in this process, I judge that if we are creating something that our recent ancestors did not have, we might also have to grieve for all the times that our ancestors didn't have what they wanted. So this process of really getting what you want is a lot of times something that you have to grieve for, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm sure we all know someone who is probably ourselves. We can think of at least one opportunity where we walked right up on what we said was our dream, and in the last moment, we turned around and walked away from it, or started making bad decisions or whatever. And in the program, when we set the true choice, like I had you all write down, they talk about a structure being created from that desired reality and the reality that we're in now, and that as we are moving towards that desired reality, there's tension, like pulling a rubber band. And so the closer we get to that desired reality, the more tension it is, the more uncomfortable it is, and the more likely we are to drop the ball in some way and turn around. And it really is just kind of the way things are. And I definitely have done it and almost did it more than once in this relationship, that I called in with this work. Whew. Now, as hard as the dark part has been, the bright side has been amazing. Part of the bright side is being here with you all now, getting the opportunity to share a bit of my story and extend my hand to give and get thanks in whatever ways we deem appropriate. The things I've gone through lately have inspired me to start offering a coaching course that I originally dubbed Love is the Cure, 90 Days of Love and Kindness for Self to help build intentional relationships and lives of love. But I'm working with a client now, and I have some other folks who have made deposits. And really working with that person has made me refine that and shorten it. So I'm now calling it From Surviving to Thriving in 90 Days. And that course includes 12 weekly sessions. There's yoga that's not mandatory, but it's definitely there 3 times a week. 6 new and full moon rituals. And for folks who start by mid-December, there'll also be a big solstice, because that's another thing I think is important for Black women in particular. The moon is, the word that comes to my mind is there for us. Ultimately, we have come to live in this very Western Gregorian calendar type of way that I think is contrary to our natural being. And I feel like just getting reconnected to the natural cycles of the seasons and the moon in and of itself can make profound change in our lives. So there are moon rituals, and again, there will be a solstice ritual for those who are a part of the group before the end of December. And the moment that I've been waiting for, maybe not the moment you all have been waiting for, but I do want to share one of the shorter processes that are a part of the Magnetic Mind Coaching certification, and it is called the Intro Recode. And again, we do have to recode around a true choice, and so that's why I had you all choose a true choice. Misty, are you staying to participate in the recode? Oh, this is kind of perfect timing, that's funny. So I think you and I have done it before, but before we get into it, you should either write down, so there are 7 options as far as a true choice is concerned. Did you need something to write with back there?
I memorized the numbers.
Okay, well, during the process, you will actually, I don't know if he's gonna go for it.
I think so.
I'm gonna see if I can grab some pens.
Okay.
Just, will you pass me an extra piece?
paper, the issues that I had.
Oh.
And
Does she need a pen?
you got it, that's yours. From this one? I'm gonna take this one.
He wants both of them. Let him have both of them. Let's see if the third one is okay for you.
All right. Thanks, appreciate it.
One more just in case you need it.
It's not high enough.
Hold that in case.
It's too small.
7 options, right?
Yes, okay, thank you for getting me to refocus again.
I'm gonna leave it up here for you, just in case somebody needs one.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, so this is 10 minutes or so at the most. And the talking or education that I'm doing in the beginning of the actual process is more so that your ego or conscious mind will move out of the way so that the process can take hold. Now, this is very witchy. I know it's not in everybody's repertoire. So you actually, at some point, I will ask for permission to connect to your superconscious. And if you're not into it, just don't say that. No one's gonna know. Everything is private because this is a group. So just to put that out there. All right. Oh, thank you, Ms. D. All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna go really slow. Or actually, I'm gonna go fast so you can kind of have an idea, and then I'll repeat them. So they are: I choose to live a life I love. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. I choose to be healthy and vital. I choose to have an ELF business, where ELF stands for easy, lucrative, and fun. I choose to love myself unconditionally. And I choose to have ABC, romantic partnership, where ABC is adjectives that matter to you. For me, it's been, I choose to have a fun, sexy, and intentional romantic partnership. So I'm just gonna say those one more time before we get into it. I choose to live a life I love. I choose to live my true nature and purpose. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. I choose to be healthy and vital. I choose to have an easy, lucrative, and fun business. I choose to love myself unconditionally. Or I choose to have ABC, romantic partnership, where ABC are adjectives that you desire in your romantic partner. All righty. So this is a process that teaches you to connect to a part of yourself called the superconscious. The superconscious is a timeless entity where all of our memories and the memories of all of our ancestors exist. It is a field that we can use to treat emotion. This is not a trance. You can do the work on yourself. However, it is easier and more enjoyable to have a coach do the work with you. Learning to do this presents no danger, as there are many easy ways to block treatment. You are in control. And like I said, when I ask for permission to connect to your superconscious, you can just in your mind say, I give Euda permission to connect to my superconscious. Or if you're not feeling it, don't say anything. Again, learning to do this presents no danger, as there are many easy ways to block treatment. You are in control. To ensure we get all parts and aspects of you to work together, there is some education you need to learn once. And then after that, we will be able to work together to make fast and easy progress. You are made up of a main personality and then many other sub-personalities and aspects. And when all aspects are working together, we can use this method to help you easily let go of any resistance that is stopping satisfaction in your life. We do this by connecting to your superconscious memory, which is memory that was present before you were born and has been passed down through your family. When and if you give me permission to connect to your superconscious, I can connect, because at the superconscious level, we are one. Ultimately, the superconscious is the field that envelops us all. We are not just this physical body, we are the all. We're all a piece of the all. And so we're sharing this field, and it's through this field that I am able to do this work. So again, we do this through connecting to your superconscious memory, which is memory that was present before you were born and has been passed down through your family. Again, when and if you give me permission to connect to the superconscious, I can connect, because at the superconscious level, we are one. When I connect to the superconscious, I can access the parts and aspects of you that are causing resistance, and I can share commands to treat the emotion, pain, and belief system while leaving the wisdom that our painful experiences are meant to teach. And again, I can do this because the superconscious is a field of information. And yeah, I'm tempted to break there, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So this process works on 3 types of memories. First, there is the superconscious memory. Again, the superconscious is timeless, it is physiological, passed down through our family. It is a field structure that informs our cells and DNA how to act and what to turn on. And this is memory number 1. Next, we have unconscious memories. The unconscious comes online at some point between conception and birth. The unconscious communicates with us via feelings. It runs our body, and it is easily trained to interpret symbols like language. And through repetition, the unconscious can automate complex tasks like driving a car or playing a sport. And this is memory number 2. Finally, we have self-conscious memory, or ego, which for most of us comes online right around 4 years of age. This is our thinking brain, our conscious experience, and this is memory number 3. The active experience is what we are experiencing in the moment. It is made up of both self-conscious and unconscious memory. Outside of the active experience, we have many dormant memories that can be triggered into the active experience when needed. For instance, I can imagine most of y'all can pull up a picture in your mind of the last time you were brushing your teeth. And that's just a cheesy example of a dormant memory. It's something you would never, ever, ever think about unless somebody asked you. And because I did ask you, you're able to go out in the field and pull that memory back in. So that is a dormant memory. And what I was gonna say is, it's funny because I've been doing this work for a while. And we did this process where I was really able, like, it's my memories actually have a physical location in reference to my body. So I was able, after practicing this for a while, to start to pick where these memories actually live in the field. So this stuff is just really amazing. So this process is a respectful one. We desire all parts and aspects of you to choose to let go of resistance. And we do this by explaining some of the benefits of the process to all the parts that are awake and listening. So here are some great advantages. To get more satisfaction and less pain in life. To stop intrusions and takeovers from part-time personalities. To stop losing time, so that all parts are working together to run the body, whereas sometimes they conflict, and that's why we can sometimes get sick. And ultimately, repeated processing will make it so that we have a mono personality, which works best. Again, we desire to organize all aspects of you into a cohesive group that will work together to create more satisfaction and less pain. And it is important that all aspects desire treatment. So by asking questions, having conversations, we can eventually ensure that all aspects desire treatment. So at this point, we're about to get into the process. If you're into it, just silently say, I give Euda permission to connect to my superconscious. And again, you don't have to say anything if not, and you won't be affected. And I'm going to go ahead and just take a second for myself to connect or strengthen the connection. We're always connected. Superconscious are all parts on the treatment team and desire treatment. That's odd. That's the first time, I'm really excited. That's the first time in 3 groups that I got a yes to that question, because usually there's somebody in the room who's unable to open up. So that's super amazing. So at this point, I would like for everyone just in your mind to go ahead and state whatever true choice you chose. Superconscious, is it safe to treat these issues? This is the easiest group I ever had. That's what's up. Alrighty, so superconscious, do all the treatment team members want you to learn the treatment process? The superconscious will now learn how to treat painful emotions using an internal treatment process. No hypnosis, trance, or indirect means is necessary. I want you to be alert and aware of what you are hearing, what is happening, and most importantly, what you are feeling. The treatment process is taught with a simple 20-second metaphor developed by Dr. Gary Flint. And should you have more processes, you will learn how to improve upon this particular process. Superconscious, do all aspects want you to learn the treatment process? Awesome. Superconscious, please imagine that the brain is a football field. A smooth playing field with no bumps. When a phobia, negative belief, painful memory, or part-time personality becomes active and moves onto the playing field, gopher holes pop up in a particular sequence. Superconscious, you can treat these emotions by remembering the sequence of the gopher holes and gradually smoothing over the dirt of each hole a little at a time in the remembered sequence until the holes disappear. Superconscious, do you understand how to diagnose and treat a painful memory? Awesome. Alrighty, so one more time, I would like for everyone to just in your mind, state your true choice. And then if you're comfortable closing your eyes, I would suggest closing your eyes and going to a point in your future where that choice is already true. Just imagine, what will your life be like when your choice is already 100% true? Obviously, I'm not going to be asking for specifics or particulars, but I'm going to prompt you to help you really get into your visualizations. Who are you with? Where do you work? Where do you live? And more importantly, or most importantly, How does it feel? Being in that moment, really try to feel the emotions that must be inherent in that process. And it's really good if you can, don't judge yourself if not, because visualization is a practice as well. But if you happen to be watching yourself doing something as opposed to actually living the moment, try to step into yourself and see if you can really actually live that moment as it exists in the future. And again, it's okay if you can't actually step into yourself, but let's just connect and really try to feel the joy, excitement, peace, whatever is inherent in the vision that you're having. Now, I'd like you to keep your eyes closed and come back to the present moment and recognize the difference between how you generally feel now and how you felt in that vision. And I would like for you to recognize if you have any resistance to believing in the truth of that vision. And if you do, maybe write down your resistance on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is like, nope, I totally believe in that. It's just a matter of time. And 10 is like, I don't believe that that's ever going to be true for me at all. So feel free to just give your resistance a number from 0 to 10. Superconscious, do you see this resistance? Superconscious, please treat this resistance in the perfect way and in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Superconscious, is there more to be treated? Superconscious, please treat this resistance in the perfect way and in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Excuse me. Superconscious, is there more to be treated? Superconscious, please treat this resistance in the perfect way and in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Superconscious, is there more to be treated? Thank you, Superconscious. Please ground all the memories we've touched today, including memories 1, 2, and 3, and ground everything back into the matrix of the universe. Now, there's just two really quick steps here. It's really important that if you noticed if you noticed your resistance come down, it's a good idea to make note of the shift that you experienced. And then finally, I would like everyone to close their eyes again who's comfortable. Don't close your eyes if you don't like doing that in public. And I don't want you to think about it. I want you to just make note of the first thing you see, hear, think, feel, whatever. When I ask, what is one step you can take towards making that vision come true? I definitely suggest writing that down if something comes to you, because people forget a lot easier than you might imagine. So that is essentially a scratching of the surface of the tools that I have to offer as a part of this coaching program. And now I know we're pretty long on time, but I just wondered if anybody wanted to share their process or ask any questions or anything like that before we close for the day.
Could you just repeat the last instruction you gave with the writing?
Yes, it was just what step, and you can almost like think it as if you're asking your field, what is one step I can take towards making that vision come true? Because that is a large part of our process. A lot of times when we have something that's on our heart to do and we just can't make ourselves do it, it's like this huge, overwhelming thing. And it's like, I have zero ideas how I'm gonna get from A to Z. And with a coach, you know, our job is to help you make that process small baby steps so that you're not overwhelmed. All you're worried about is the one step that you get today. We don't want you stressing about Z. All we're worried about right now is B. Any other questions? Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Euda.
Do you have a card or-
Yes, I do. It's a virtual, if I can text it to you.
That'd be fine.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, a friend of mine brought it back from Mexico, but you know what? There is a lady.
Just wave.
But there's a lady in town who sells these. Yes, she was on Welton Street this summer, and I bet you for the holidays